Welcome to News Point on Memories TV. My name is Ofonisa Basibasi. Today we will be taking a deeper look at an issue on national discourse. The open letter sent to the presidency from the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. The former president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, has sent an open letter to the president, Muhammadu Buhari. The open letter to the president was released by his media aide, Kehinde Akinyemi, in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The news has made headlines both in print and electronics media. But there are many issues in this letter that deserve in-depth consideration. Mr. Ubong is a current affairs analyst. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
There are different groups such as the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, Pan-Yoruba Group Afenifere, as well as Southern and Middle Belt leaders that are in full support of former President Obasanjo. Now the issue is, Mr. Ubong, the former president, is he credible enough to send such a letter to the president?
I think the issue of credibility has been sorted out with his credential as the former president. He has been privy to security information time and time again. He knows the apparatus of Nigerian security very well. And he's in a position to raise this kind of questions because nobody will query his background. And also, while he was the head of states or the president, we saw how he moved to handle issues that concern Nigerian diversity. So, in all sense, I think he is credible to have brought up this issue. So, the credibility of the person that sent the letter should not be questioned at all.
Okay, now, why is he sending the letter now? Why is the former president sending this letter to the president at this time?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because this is the third time that, I think the third time that Obasanjo sent a letter, an open letter to President Buhari. The last one was just before the election. And people were thinking that, he wants to influence the process. This letter that came is actually, it doesn't have any problem with the timing. The timing is just because of what is happening currently. We have heard of the death of a prominent leader's daughter who was traveling on Benin Railroad. And we have heard of crises in parts of Ondo, in Kaduna, in Abuja. So I think the timing is right. There's a call for concern for national security, and I think that's what the former president is trying to address, and the timing is now.
Thank you so much. Now, will the content of this letter, I'm sure so many people have seen this letter, they must have seen the content. What I'm asking is, will the content of this letter build or mar the nation as it is now?
That is largely dependent on the response by the person who the letter is addressed to. We're all privy to the information and the content of that letter because as it were, it is an open letter, but it is left for the reaction of the president, either to be, use the suggestions constructively, or is a media spinners to come and attack the personality behind the letter, which I don't think should be the case. If these contents are, considered constructively, and the suggestions that were made in the letter to converge discourses in different parts of the country, get people involved to talk about this problem with a view of solving it, is considered, I think it's going to be for our benefit. But if we are going to use it for all the political weapon that we can find and make it an issue of controversy, then it's going to divide us.
Okay, thank you so much. We know very well that the former president is fond of sending letters, but this time he's sending it to the president. Why do you think he directs this letter directly, strictly to the president?
He's appealing to the authority of that office. I've read through the letter and I've seen him address the president as my president, the general. When you call the president the general, they are, talking about his responsibility as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria, the head of the security of this country. and they are asking him to respond as a general. So what he's basically saying is, lead us out of this crisis. Give us a leadership out of this crisis. And I think he has a point, because at this point, all we need is leadership. Let the people come together and discuss this issue of national security. If you are from the Fulani ethnic tribe, you are from the south, you are from the southwest, it's going to affect you one way or the other. And so we need a leadership that converge all these interests for us to discuss this issue exhaustively.
All right, thank you so much. But having said so much concerning the issue, what do you think is the way forward?
I'm happy that this letter actually provides solutions. As I've said already, President Obasanjo went as far as giving some suggestions. He said, let us consider bringing people who have been in the corridors of power before, who are leading thoughts together to ponder on this problem and proffer solutions. If you go around and bring these past service chiefs, these past intelligence chiefs, these past head of states, they are leaders in their own right. There are people that listen to them. The people that are causing problems and banditry in this country belong to one of these groups or the other, where the influence of these leaders are being felt. So if you call them to a discussion, it's also a responsibility on their part to go home and call the people that they have influence over and advise them on what to do. Unless we have that kind of roundtable and these issues are brought to the fore and discussed exhaustively with a view of solving problems that we have for our national security, I think there will be no way forward. So the way forward is actually to convert this kind of discourse all over Nigeria in small groups, and then to extract whatever was agreed on these small groups, bring it to the center, and produce a working document on what we will do going forward.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sien. That's how far we've been able to go today on News Point. Please, for more news updates, log on to our website www.memoristv.com.ng. You can also subscribe to a YouTube channel, YouTube at Memories TV. I remain Ofoniseba Basibasi. Bye for now. I remain Basibasi. Basibasi. Bye for Basibasi. Bye for I